Pakistan election: can Imran Khan's winning candidates form a government? Islamabad, Pakistan. 5 days after the elections on February 8, Pakistan is nowhere closer to knowing which parties are going to make its next government and who might be its next prime minister. The elections delivered a split mandate amid a cloud of questions over the fairness of the climate in which they were held, allegations of serious manipulation, and challenges to the accuracy of the vote counts that dragged on for 3 days. Leading with 93 seats are the candidates affiliated with the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf (PTI) of former Prime Minister Imran Khan, who were forced to contest the election as independents, without their electoral symbol, the cricket bat. They are followed by the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, PMLN, of 3-time ex-Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, which has won 75 seats and in theory, is the single largest party in the National Assembly, even though the figure amounts to less than a third of the 266 seats that were up for grabs on February 8. In third place is the Pakistan People's Party, PPP, led by former Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, which has secured 54 seats. But can the PTI-backed independents form or join a government? What are the options for the party, and what comes next for the country? What's needed for a government to be formed? A party or coalition needs a simple majority of 134 seats out of the 266 that were voted on in the National Assembly to form a government. A coalition can consist of multiple parties or also include independents who won their seats. Those independent candidates can either formally join a party that is aiming to form a government or enter an alliance with them while holding their individual identity. While technically, the PTI-backed independents could form the core of a government in alliance with other parties, whose support they would need to get to the 134-seat mark, such a path presents several challenges. Such a government would depend on the individual whims of independent parliamentarians, making it susceptible to defections and potential collapse. Secondly, as a collection of independents, the PTI bloc would have to forfeit access to a chunk of the 70 seats reserved for women and minorities, which are shared proportionately among parties represented in the National Assembly. But if PTI-backed independents were to join another party, they would come under the discipline of that parent party, potentially compromising their ability to act according to the policies and plans of the PTI. How soon must a government be formed after polls? Basil Nabi Malik, a Karachi-based lawyer, said that according to the Constitution, a new National Assembly session must be summoned within 3 weeks of the elections. A leader of the opposition will also be selected from one of the parties which have decided against sitting on the Treasury benches. Which parties have made a move? What about the PTI? Will its independents join another party? Our internal party discussions and consultations are ongoing, and we have many options on the table, he told Al Jazeera. Is making another party an option for PTI-backed independents? Konwar M. Dilshad, a former secretary of the ECP and an analyst, said that in theory, the PTI-backed independents could form a new party, though the process of registration could take a few days. They can decide on parliamentary matters en masse, but they will be treated as a group of independents, instead of a party, and thus cannot receive the quota of reserved seats, Zuberi told Al Jazeera. Can the PTI get its symbol and party status restored? We also see a lack of urgency in the Supreme Court in fixing this matter for hearing, and it may not be possible to complete this entire exercise before the first session, he said.